What do I bring to the table? Excellent question. I am the table. What do I bring to the table? I am the table.
You are the table.
We're not looking for no more tables to sit at. Let me remind you that you are the table.
I am the table. The TikTok girls say this a lot. They've been saying it for years. What the hell are they talking about? Are they saying that they want to be an object that you drop your shit on at the end of the day? Well, no. Actually, what it means is, I deserve. So when they say, I am the table, what they think they're saying is, I deserve to be treated well by a man in a relationship. What they're actually saying, that most of them don't know about yet, is my relationship needs are not connected to my sense of self-awareness because I don't have one. Here is a depiction of somebody who does not know what she can fetch on the market. She is the table. This attitude is more common than you would hope, leading to problems like demanding too much, avoiding people who won't give it to you, leaving people who can't keep up, and then believing that your value goes up over time and wondering why you're not married. So first I'll explain what's going on in the culture and how value transaction works in relationships, and then I have a solution for you that I made these special pictures for. I'm an artist. I even updated my table. The younger generations have low self-awareness, but it's not just women. I get a lot of these guys in my comments too, and you don't want to be one. The surprise I have for you later will help you develop self-awareness, which will also help you help women do it, but it's only a start. You have to keep learning, and nobody can take that away from you. If you're watching this video, hi, you probably enjoy what I do, and I would never be able to do it if I did not figure myself out first. And I could never do that without studying exactly the kind of content you find on short form, this video's sponsor. No one can read every book. I've got piles of them. I haven't even opened my own yet. So when I want to understand a book before I start, I check it out on short form first. Short form is a library of book and article summaries that make it quick and easy to learn. You can pick a recommendation, this one looks appropriate, read the main points in a few minutes, here's a good one, get the whole book if you want to, and come back and review later. When I made these note cards, it took me weeks for each book. You can do it just by clicking. They did all the work for you. Short form is great for self-improvement and psychology. They publish new summaries every week and you can vote on which ones. And they even have podcasts and audiobooks for when you're working out or on the road.
The Book of Numbers one-page summary.
For a free trial and 20% off, use my link in the video description. If you want to help turn these times around, you've got to have a strong mind. You've got to get better all the time. I should have drawn a brain here. You can bring that to the table. Anyway, how did we start talking about tables? The popularity of being the table comes from another one of these downward spirals like in my situationship video, where I explained how when we changed the language about relationships, it changed all the rules, which degraded all the morality, which changed the rules again, and so on, until young women are now interpreting the behavior of young men as cruel, when actually they are mostly just protecting themselves from the nightmare that dating has become. But the table spiral is not about blame, it's about entitlement. It's about deserving. It's all about the idea of what do I get from you without any idea of why would you want to give it? What do you get back? Like most of our problems, it starts with women's financial liberation, which means giving women more without asking why. So now a lot of women have more, never mind why. And when they have more, they no longer respect men with less, or even a similar amount. And when women don't respect you, then you are icky, because now you don't have the power to do something for her that she could not do for herself. Very unimpressive. So men are no longer good enough unless they give more, even though they no longer have more, never mind why, which makes relationships expensive and risky for most men. That's why men are beginning to ask, what do you bring to the table? I bring art skills, I'm a sensitive genius. Men are saying, you want all this stuff from me, which costs me, and what do I get in return? Nothing? I get to watch you have it? Can I get a hug? So, to review, making more money than me is attractive, so when men make more, it's easy to find one, but also, men should not make more money than me, never mind why, which means that fewer of them are attractive, and when we're done with that, then where have all the good men gone? So, what do you bring to the table means Why would I want to pay the cost of being in a relationship with you? I'm skeptical that this is worth it because I've seen this happen to so many men and they didn't even get anything on the way there. We're basically trying to avoid this. If daddy does dishes, then he can have beer. Otherwise, he can't because mommy's in charge. And I'll do a naked hula dance if you change diapers, otherwise I won't. Imagine that's what she brings to the table for 10 years and then you lose your house. And that's not even the worst case scenario. So what do you bring to the table is a reasonable question, but the TikTok girl response is just another trip down the spiral. Here's a fairly standard answer.
Y'all, where are the men that are just giving women money for just looking good and doing nothing? Because I am a lady. I don't bring anything to the table but myself.
And another.
This is what I bring. So bronzer, powder, lip balm, hairbrush.
And if those girls were too subtle for you, this one should get the point across. The music really sells this one, but I can't post it. Also, she got POV wrong. There's the ever popular dashboard monologue.
You know what you bring to the table, especially when you are the damn table, darling. Like, you do have a table. Don't ever let somebody make you feel like you don't have a table. You can choose to eat at other people's table, but you got a table too. You have the table.
There's Shira7, the sprinkle lady, which means give me money.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man.
And the memes that follow.
What do you bring to the table, Miss Nothing? I'm not no waitress. And if I was, I'm putting extra food on that bill so you could give me extra.
And of course, endless advice.
If a man is asking you what you bring to the table, it's already an error. It's a problem. This is not a person you want to date. They're not looking to expand with somebody.
3 things you can tell about a man who asks what you bring to the table. Views relationships as transactional. He has unmet needs. He dehumanizes a partner.
They even made table templates.
Fear. Smelly cheeks. A bad vibe.
I like her. I like some of them. Here's what everyone's getting wrong. Number 1, some people think it's all about money, and it's not. And number 2, it makes people who are dating treat each other like enemies. It's like a competition of who can take the most advantage of who they're dating. So if what do you bring to the table means how do I benefit from this relationship, or how are you adding to this relationship, then I am the table means I don't care. I'm doing me. Some of them haven't even thought about it.
I am only attracted to wealthy, generous men who provide for me. That's all I've ever dated in my entire life. It's all I ever would. I'd rather be single than split bills.
What are you bringing to the table besides your body?
You'd have to ask them.
So from your perspective, what do you bring?
Me.
So you don't know what you bring to the table?
I don't really give it that much consideration.
Essentially, you're just giving them sex, and in exchange, you're giving you money, and that's it?
Hopefully not.
Well, then what else is there?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
Do you see how mad she got? I don't know what's good about me. Now here are my demands. Here's a sneak preview from my next levels video. The drawing's not done yet. This level 1 here would be her needs and what she wants. Level 2 would be realizing that others have needs and she has to negotiate. Level 3 over here is understanding that she lives in a world where everyone is negotiating with everyone. It's not until level 4 that you get outside of yourself and think, what do I look like to others? How should we be negotiating? So I am the table is part of the maturity crisis. It's all deserving and no self-awareness. It's basically like a girl Peter Pan.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer this question. I'm not going to answer how many books I've read.
What do you expect men to bring to the table?
Integrity, clarity, consistency.
What is the female equivalent of that?
The same.
Then why wouldn't you just say that?
She wouldn't say it because she doesn't want to admit that what other people want matters. And the thing about that is, other people don't agree.
You ask me what I bring to the table, I'm bringing myself. I'm peaceful, I'm caring, I'm loving, I can listen.
Whoa, hang on a second. Did she just name things about herself?
I'm peaceful, I'm caring, I'm loving.
So you might say those are things that she brings to the table, and she named them. You could try that. This generation of women thinks that the table is all about money.
If you date and if you marry a what you bring to the table type of guy, you're going to be fighting over the toilet paper. You're going to be fighting over who bought the rice.
And yeah, money matters more than it used to, never mind why, but you're really killing this conversation before it even starts. People trade a lot of things in relationships, and that's really all relationships are, trading things about you, whether you have to or you want to. Relationships are transactional. Some people don't like that word. They say things like, I don't want to be chosen for what I offer, I want someone to like me for the real me. But there is no real you. There's no such thing. What is the real you? Who are you? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever said it out loud? You'd have to name things about yourself, wouldn't you? And those could be anything. They could be features of your body. They could be how much money you have. They could be your views or your values. They could be a skill you have, a hobby you enjoy, a place you grew up, or just your dreams for the future. The things about you are who you are. Some of them can be changed and others not so much, and different people will like different things. There are things you know about yourself, things other people know about you, things everyone knows, and things that you haven't become yet. But none of these things are just some magic ghost that can't be named. They're things that you can see and talk about. And the ones that can change usually start as thoughts, and then they become intentions, actions, habits, and eventually they become a part of who you are. And people are complex. There's a lot in there to figure out. So if you want someone to like you for you, but you can't name what you is, you might be the table. Relationships are about knowing what you have to give and what you need, and also what you won't give and what you don't want, and then talking to someone else about what they have, what they need, and what they do and don't want. That's the negotiation. And if you reach a deal, then you get to be happy forever. Just kidding. It's a constant negotiation. So it's not a flex to go, ha ha, you have to guess. It's just dumb and annoying. I once met a girl who didn't have any money, so I said, okay, I'll take care of you, but I need you to get a better job at some point and kick in for some of these bills. And she didn't do it, and that's why I don't know her anymore. I later met another girl and I said, hey, I'm not doing that great right now, and she said, that's okay, I'll work through it, and then she didn't. Constant negotiation. How can you negotiate if you don't know what you have to offer? What do you bring to the table does not always mean you pay half. Usually it just means, what is this going to be like? Are you worth the risk of all this time and money and emotional damage? I don't know is not a great answer. What if you went to a dealership and the salesman said, hi there, ready to sign? And you said, can I know something about the car first? And he said, I know this car's value. This car is worth it. Wouldn't you just leave? What makes you any different? And I can hear some of you saying, people are not objects. Yeah, but you like some of them more than others, right? And there are reasons for that, right? So then, what are the reasons that people would or would not like you? A lot of people just don't know. And that's why I made something for you. It's a self-awareness exercise. There are some explanations to get you started, some drawings to help you visualize, and finally a worksheet where you can compare what you offer to what other people want, so you can gauge how well things are working. You can use the table alone or with others. I designed it for dating, but you can use it for any relationship. Consult the table to get started, and you can get it for yourself or for someone who really needs to figure things out. The exercise will lead you through what the table is, new ways to think about who you are, choices you have to make a change, and a little story about me. So if you want to bring a little more to the table than myself, pick it up on my Patreon. We are not going to fix our problems by becoming more self-centered. If you want things to be better around you, you have to be what fits into those things. Taking a look in the mirror is a great first step.